Hello, I'm Dr. Anjana Khatwa and I'm an earth scientist. As an earth scientist, I'm really interested in what rocks, fossils and landforms can tell us about Earth's ancient history. So what are fossils? Fossils are the preserved remains or traces of a dead organism. The process by which that fossil forms is called fossilization. But it's not just dead organisms that can become fossilized. Sometimes we can see processes or even traces of where animals have walked in our fossil record. A really good example of this are dinosaur footprints, and we can actually see in the trackways where dinosaurs would have walked across the surface of the earth hundreds of millions of years ago. I've got some here to show you today. This beautiful piece of limestone, it's grey in colour. You can see lots and lots of fossils embedded in the rock itself. These spiral-shaped creatures here, this is what I want to focus on today. They're called Ammonites. They would have looked a bit like this. Here's the Ammonite itself. It's got a spiral-shaped shell and it's got a squid-like head coming out of the end of its shell here. So how did a creature like this become embedded in a rock 180 million years later for us to find on a beach? 185 million years ago, the deep Jurassic seas were teeming with life. Here's an example then of how a fossil ammonite might have formed. He could have been swimming along in the sea like this, off he goes. He would have been attacked perhaps by another ichthyosaur wanting to take a chunk out of his shell, and his dead body would have sunk to the bottom of the seabed. Now his soft body parts would have been eaten or rotted away, leaving the shell behind. Now over time, that shell would be buried under layers and layers and layers of sediments, changing the minerals within the shell itself, literally turning that creature into stone. And what you're left with are beautiful fossils like this. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. And this particular ammonite has been sliced in half, so you can actually see the chambers inside. This is where the ammonite would have pumped air in and out of its shell in order to move through the water. Now, being an earth scientist is fantastic fun. It's a great career. You get to travel the world, you get to see amazing things, but literally you get to hold time in your hands, which I find is the most exciting thing.